Splatoon Raiders, Splatoon's very first spin-off game that I cannot stop thinking about. And one thing that I have been thinking a lot about is wondering what on earth is that golden light in the middle of the tornado that we see in the trailer of Splatoon Raiders? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. These are some speculations on what I think the golden light inside of the tornado could be. Let me know what it is that you think in the comments down below, and let's get into it. This is Ellie. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. So first of all, this game looks great. I can't wait for it to come out. We don't know when it comes out. We don't know too much about it. We really don't know much. What we do know is that the members of Deep Cut were flying in a helicopter and then they get sucked into this tornado, and inside of the tornado was this golden light. All we know is that we got sucked in and now we're on a deserted island. And it looks like so much fun. Oh, this game looks so good. But what on earth could that golden light be? And why did it suck us in? What happened? First of all, the reason why I wanted to talk about this to begin with was because I had a thought that I haven't seen really anybody talking about, and I'm sure we're gonna have people in the comments being like, Ellie, no, that doesn't make any sense. Of course that couldn't happen. No, stop. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. Let me enjoy my theory crafting. Let me enjoy the world of Splatoon without actually all the time. I know it's still gonna happen. I know it's still gonna happen. People love to correct me, but these are my thoughts and I think it would be fun to share. I have 3 ideas that I'm gonna be presenting today, and I'm gonna actually be starting with the first one that I think is probably the most controversial, but after doing some research, I actually think it's the one that I believe the most. So the idea that I had, which I think would be really, really interesting, would be, what if it was a Rainmaker? That would be so cool, right? We don't really know anything about the Rainmaker. I tried looking into some of the lore of the Rainmaker itself, and there doesn't really seem to be much about it. But I do find it very interesting that this golden statue just exists. And for what purpose? There has to be some amazing, cool lore. And I feel like if we're going to some deserted island, this seems like the perfect time to set up some lore for whatever the heck the Rainmaker is. I don't know what the heck it is, but it would be so cool. The Rainmaker was first introduced in Splatoon, and what it did in Splatoon was it would actually shoot out a tornado from it. It was changed in Splatoon 3, where now it kind of sends out a ball of light that kills people, but before it was a tornado. And so maybe there's some correlation between the Rainmaker making tornadoes as well, like the tornadoes that we see in Salmon Run, and maybe there's some big, gigantic Rainmaker that made the big, gigantic tornado. That would make sense, honestly. I think it would be really cool. I would genuinely be so happy if they did something like that. Give me lore around the Rainmaker. I just think it would be amazing to see whatever the heck the Rainmaker is and what its purpose is and why it showed up to begin with. And Splatoon has a bit of a problem of setting up lore that it doesn't necessarily always deliver on. It just does. It sets things up and it does things in subtle ways, but it never dang, that hit hard in the story. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times you have to kind of read between the lines and figure it out yourself. But I really do think that would be very cool. And I like Rain. I do. I like Rainmaker a lot. I don't know how the Rainmaker works necessarily. Who had the where did the Rainmaker come from? Why would the Rainmaker exist? Why does the Rainmaker look the way that it does? The Rainmaker looks like some sort of dragon / fish. So maybe we'll actually see this dragon fish in Splatoon at some point in time. Maybe it's some sort of legendary fish. Which all of this leads me to ask, So where exactly did the inspiration for the Rainmaker come from? Well, I did a little bit of research, and it looks like the Rainmaker is actually modeled off of a real-life object called a Shachihoko. And just a disclaimer, I am not a Japanese speaker. Shachi actually stands for a killer whale, and a Shachihoko is a mythical creature that is often depicted with a head of a tiger and the body of a fish or a whale. And usually the Shachihoko is shown on top of roofing. And it's been used as actually a form of protection. It's said that the Shachihoko have the power to control rain and water. They're able to take it in and put it into their belly and then emit it in the form of some sort of tornado or cyclone. And the reason why it's been used as a form of protection is because that ability is able to then rain down on any potential fires that could come to the building. So it's used as a way to protect buildings mainly, which I do find very interesting because throughout the Splatoon 3 plaza, you do see these like golden ornate statues on top of roofing, like with this duck with the egg, this golden roofing. So this is already actually utilized within the Splatoon world itself. It's interesting though, because this is not being used as a form of protection on roofings. It's actually being used in the game itself in order to conjure up rain via the Rainmaker, which makes the tornado. So it's essentially a sea monster in Japanese folklore. I have very good reason to believe that the monster featured in the Splatoon Raiders trailer is actually the Shachihoko. It's able to produce tornadoes. It's golden. We've seen this iconography throughout the Splatoon universe. We actually play with the Rainmaker, which is the Shachihoko, so it had to have come from somewhere. It does exist within Splatoon. Where did that iconography come from? Clearly something is making these tornadoes, something is making all this rain. There's a lot pointing to this. There's a lot pointing to this, and I truly do believe it. This is very likely. Also, not to mention that throughout the entire Splatoon Raiders trailer, there is tornado iconography in both of the backgrounds, as well as the islands that we're on are called the Spiralite Islands. Give me a break. Everything is tornado related. Everything is made by the Rainmaker, by Shachihoko. Tell me I'm wrong. I think that this is very plausible, and I think it would be the coolest outcome. Now, what is another outcome that is maybe likely, but is less cool? Well, something related to the tornadoes that we've already seen is that I do think that Splatoon Raiders is going to heavily correlate to Salmon Run. And I think it would make sense if at the base of the tornado was a chest of eggs, like how we have in the tornado wave in Salmon Run. That would make complete sense. Would it be cool? I don't think so necessarily. I don't think it would be cool, but I think it's definitely plausible that it could be like a whole chest of eggs. We could figure out why there's like this chest of eggs at the base of the tornado in the Salmon Run wave. I guess the question would then be, would the chest of eggs have something in them? Like some special egg or like some special enemy, or I guess when you go there, it would like let all of the different little eggies out. They would hatch. Because, you know, we've never seen anything actually hatch from the egg. And I do think that would be interesting to see because we've never seen that evolution from like egg to whatever. We don't know that correlation there, but it would be very interesting. Honestly, we've never even really seen which creature in Salmon Run the eggs turn into. All we know is that there's just a bunch of eggs, but who exactly is laying the eggs? Do all of the Salmonids start off in that egg form and then eventually transform into their own unique creature? Or are the eggs specific to only one specific type of creature? I don't know, but I do think it would be nice to get some answers to some of these things. It makes me want to like look more into Salmon Run lore. The third option for whatever I think that the golden light in the middle of the tornado could be is just a big ol' egg. Yep, just some big old egg. It could also, maybe that's where the kings come from, because we don't really have any lore on where the kings are even coming from, by the way. Can we talk about that? We don't know where the kings come from. Nope, they just showed up. A lot of things just kind of show up in this series, and they're cool, and we like them, but we don't really have a lot of reasons as to why. And I would like more reasoning. I've been playing this game for a long time now, it feels. Not as long as many other people in the community, but for a couple of years now. And I feel like I still don't understand half of what's happening, which I think is a problem, because I'm the type of person, I love myself some lore, I love myself some storytelling, and with Splatoon, it's kind of hard to follow the lore, just based on how they tell the stories, just a little bit harder. So yeah, I don't know, maybe there could be some explanation for the kings. Maybe we'll finally get our queen. Can we get our Salmonid queen, please? Oh, I would be so happy. I would be so happy if we could get our Salmonid queen. Maybe that's what the big old egg is, because people were talking about that. We have all the kings, we have Joe, we have Boris, we have Coho. Those are all the kings. So where is our queen? Where is she? So anyway, yes, a big old egg, definitely a plausibility. It could be like a kraken. Oh, that was like my original thought, is that like there's just some big old egg in the middle, and that it's the kraken or something is trying to pull us in and tell us something. Either they're mad at us because we've been stealing all their eggs, because we have. Here's the thing, just think about it for a second. If whatever is inside of the tornado is actually a salmonid or some sort of like relative of a salmonid, and they see a helicopter fly by, that's an enemy. That's an enemy, because Mr. Grizzco, I mean, that's what we've been doing. We've been literally raiding Salmonid territory, stealing stuff from them, and leaving, getting out of there. So why wouldn't the Salmonids attack? Why wouldn't they attack? Why wouldn't they be like, oh crap, there goes another helicopter, we need to go take care of that? They probably brought it down to protect themselves. So I think whatever's inside has to be some sort of salmonid. It would make the most sense. If it ends up where it's like Mr. Grizz or even Judd or something, I don't know if I'm gonna like that as much. I really do kind of want it to be like where the Salmonids are fighting back, because we're kind of the bad guys when it comes to the Salmonids, let's be honest. We literally raid their territory. Do you know what a raider is? Do you know what a raider is? Hold on, let's look up the definition of a raider. That needs to be addressed actually. The definition of a raider is a person who attacks an enemy in the enemy's territory. So yes, we're clearly going into Salmonid territory for what purpose? I don't know, but it's to steal. We're supposed to be stealing things. But it could be like some king, some queen, a bunch of different Salmonids. It could be a kraken maybe. But these are some ideas that I have of whatever this golden light could be in Splatoon Raiders. I think it could either be a Rainmaker, a chest of eggs like in the tornado wave, or just some big old egg with something in it. I don't know what. But whatever it is trying to protect Salmonid territory. What is interesting is that this area doesn't necessarily look like where Salmonids live, because the territory of Salmonids, they have a very distinct sky. They have a very distinct look to them, just a very distinct aesthetic. And Splatoon Raiders doesn't look like Salmonid territory, but maybe it's because this area hasn't been an area that is like typically raided. Like it's pre-raid, and then maybe by the end of it, it turns into like a Salmon Run stage. Could you imagine that? Oh my god, then we're just like a bunch of colonizers. No, this is just colonizer simulator. Let me know what it is that you think it could be, because the thing is, it could be something completely different that we know nothing about. But these are 3 potentials that we have, and I really do think it would be interesting if it could be some sort of Rainmaker. I want Rainmaker lore so bad. Please give me Rainmaker lore. That'd be so cool. For me, this is really fun. I have so much excitement over Splatoon Raiders. It's gonna be amazing, and I just kind of want to document all the fun that I'm having thinking about it. This is the only time we're gonna have that. I mean, I kind of wish that I could look back on like my side order at like anticipation and see exactly what I was thinking at the time. And it's something that I want to do more of. If it's something that you want to see more of too, please do let me know down in the comments down below. And Ginge also wants to see it. And I also just want to thank you all for all the support that we have now reached 6,500 subscribers. We're on the way to 10K here on YouTube. And I'm just very thankful whether you have just subscribed, whether you're a follower, or if you are a contributor to supporting the channel. Just thank you. And I want to thank my lucky stars. You guys are the best. I have been going through it recently, and so all the support just means the world to me. Thank you for being here and spending time if you've made it here to the end, and I'll see you on the next one, friends. Bye.